Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What's Sold video. I'm out here in the office. My son is here, so if you hear some background noise, it's Zane. He might come in the video, so if you do, just bear with me. He might be a distraction as well, but hopefully it'll be manageable. His mom is out with her friends today, and I wanted to stay on the recording upload kind of schedule so I don't fall behind on anything. So we're going to do it now. Again, just bear with me. He's playing with cars right now, so hopefully it won't be too much. Sold an HP 61 XL ink. I actually sold two of them. They sold for $31 shipped each. I got these for free. I had mentioned in my last video that I had miscounted my quantity, and I went back and pulled them and then relisted them, and these two sold for $31 each. They go first class. Great deal because they were free. So usually on an ink like this, these ones weren't expired, so even better, but on expired ink, I do buy it. A lot of them still sell. A lot of people say the expiration is more of a warranty thing for the HP, the ink manufacturer, and some people kind of suggest that they do that way people will go keep buying new ink from the store and pay the higher price. So I'm not sure. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but that's what some people have said. And other people said it's just a warranty date, that it's still usually good. Just to be honest, there have been, I think, 2 cases where someone bought ink from me that was expired, and they alleged that it didn't work. One of them never sent the return back, so they never got their money. The other one did return it back, and I refunded them like $12 or whatever it was. So whether they cheated me or not, I don't know, but it's just kind of roll with the punches, I guess. But most have gone through without any issue. Half-Life 2 for the Xbox. This one sold for $15 shipped. It was a $2 game while on vacation, and picked it up, and it sold for $15. Monster Hunter 4 for the 3DS also sold for $15. This was $1 at a garage sale. I've had it for a little while though. It's been listed, and it finally sold for $15 shipped. A Colin Kaepernick youth, I guess it's actually a toddler, like an 18-month jersey, sold for $20. Paid $5 at a thrift store. I was in the checkout line and looked to my right, and I saw the Kaepernick jersey hanging on the end cap there of this thrift store, and I was like, you know what, $5, I'll grab it. I used to sell Colin Kaepernick jerseys for about $50 every time. And a couple years ago, obviously, when he was in the news for the kneeling and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people were trying to support him by buying the jerseys and kind of wearing that as a statement for the cause. So there was a lot of interest in that particular jersey. So not to get political or talk about anything like that, I know we're here for reselling, but it made the jerseys pretty valuable. And then this one I thought had some value, but it did sell for $20. I probably wouldn't have picked it up normally, like for $5 into $20, maybe not, but it did go first class, so an easy sale. Betty Crocker's Cookbook. This is an orange 5-ring binder cookbook. It's from 1974. This one, these little orange, they have like the little pie wheel on the front. They have them that are just regular like book, and they also have the ring binder ones. It's all about really the year, what edition it is. Those are going to make it more valuable, but the ones from the 70s and so tend to be worth your time, so look them up. $40 on that guy. A Kansas City Chiefs, Priest Holmes, number 31 jersey. This one is a size large. Football started now, so I'm assuming that's why it sold so quickly. This one, $35 shipped on it. I had it paid $5 for it, so a good deal. He doesn't play on the team anymore. He's been out of the league for quite a while, but pretty good player, so not a surprise that it sold. A Linksys WRT 1200 AC router. This one was $50. I actually paid $5 for this at a garage sale. From it's one of the guys, he buys storage units and he buys pallets, and I'm starting to build a relationship with him. He calls me one of his guys, but I don't have his number yet. That's kind of the next step. It's like dating, you know, eventually you get the number with someone, you're hoping it might work out. It's kind of like that for reselling. So once I get the number, then I know I'm in, and him and his wife may text me when they find stuff. So all joking aside, though, he's a really cool guy. So is his wife, and I've bought a lot of stuff from them. Their prices are real reasonable. Every once in a while, the price is a little high and off the counter, but almost always whatever he's asking is more than fair, and I pay up for it. I paid $5. It sold for $50 shipped. I did test it out, and it worked. A Trim and Twist Executive Exerciser. This is one of those things that I think we all could use. It's this little plate, and it has a little rotating base, and you like spin on it, you know, and kind of like get trim, I guess, through twisting. Either way, I don't know if it's really effective, but it ended up selling for $40 shipped. I paid $5 at a garage sale. The lady kind of laughed when I picked it up. She goes, "Are you going to use that?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a reseller." She goes, "Oh, okay." And I guess that answer was better than the fact that I might use it. Maybe she thought I was going to break it because I was a bigger guy, but I don't know. $40 shipped on that one. So a photo album. This is I have a bunch of these photo albums, but this one is from the 70s and 80s. It's Mount Rushmore. It's a bunch of spots in the U.S. There's no Grand Canyon or anything, I don't think, but a bunch of spots in the U.S. So this one sold on the best offer of 40. I ended up with 13 of these photo albums, and I'm hoping most will go for about $35 to $45. They got a bunch of photos in them. It's going to take forever to sell. I sold 2 so far for 40 each. I paid $100 for everything, but it also came with 2 video cameras. One I sold for $105, and one camera sold for $45. So we've already made plenty of money on the deal, and once the rest of these sell, it will be great. Hey Zane, come here. Come here. Here's Zane, everybody. He likes to play with this pool stick. It's actually broken because he slammed it on the ground. So, he also plays with random things like hangers, because that's just who he is. So this is Zane. Say hi.
Hi.
What's your name? Me. Now he's 2, so he'll be in the background here. Hopefully he doesn't hit me with the pool stick, but I know some people like seeing him. He's an awesome little guy. He's my helper. When it's time to pack for eBay sales, I'll be like, Zane, I'm going to the garage to pack. And he goes, me pack too. And he'll come running out here. And he doesn't actually help too much. He just wants to play with toys, but he says that as he's coming out. So it's pretty cute. He's my little mini-me right now. So I love that little guy. And then obviously you guys heard in the last video, we have a girl coming. So she'll be here in February. So that's exciting. Thank you so much for the support. And someone left some dislikes. So I guess they weren't too cool with that. But either way, those of you that came out and said thank you and say congratulations and everything, we thank you. I told my wife, she was super happy that everyone was saying such kind things, and I'll make sure as we get closer, keep you guys in the loop, and then I'll maybe show a picture once she's born so you guys can see her. And eventually probably show her on screen once my wife, puts her down, and lets someone else hold her. Here's a Force One personal body armor. Sorry for the detour. But this is a personal body armor. With body armor is one thing to say, guys. The military ones will get taken down on eBay. I've sold one before. I got it listed one time, and it sold instantly. And then I got a notice that my listing was taken down. But the transaction I still had the money and everything in PayPal. But you can't sell them. But this is not a military grade one. This is like what a security guard might use. This one sold for 100 shipped. I paid $15. So gotta look out there's different styles and there's different level of protection, like how much it would hold for penetration or whatever, whether it's a knife or a bullet or whatever. So you gotta look all that up and put the model's number in there so the people who are gonna buy it know, but they can be worth money. Some boys socks. I've been selling the socks for a while. We're almost out of them, but these 2 Sonic ones sold for 16 shipped. You end up with 12 pairs when you buy it. Some men's Minnetonka weekend driving moccasin, size 10, paid $2 at a thrift store. It's a brand new thrift store, but I guess because of the COVID restrictions and their building so small, they can't let anyone inside. So they just opened, and now they're doing all their thrift store stuff outside. They pull all their inventory out in their driveway part, and you can come buy it. It's a weird situation, but I went there on their opening weekend. I paid $2 for these, and they sold for 33 shipped, and they sold, I want to say, within an hour, 2 hours maybe. It was super quick. I was surprised. I was really on the higher end of the prices from what I saw people selling them for, so I'm not sure. I've never dealt with this brand before. A Maestro Echoplex. This is a 2-channel vintage echo chamber. Whatever that means, you need to Google it because I don't know if you want to know, but it's heavy. It looks cool. I got it from Storage Unit Guy. I paid $350 or $375 the day I bought all this stuff. And when I buy from him, guys, and I quote out that number, I usually am buying like 3 or 4 totes full of stuff. So when I buy that, that's what you got to keep in mind. This is one thing that was in there and ended up selling for $385 on the best offer. Shipped to New York, cost like $26 to ship at FedEx. It was heavy, but I did double wall the box. The crazy thing is I was greedy. When I first listed this about a year ago, within a month, someone offered me $400. That's my son doing some kind of chant as he bangs the thing on the ground, so I apologize. But this thing sold. I had a best offer of $400. I think I counted with $500, thinking, hey, they'll meet me at $450 and it's a done deal. They never responded back. They declined my offer, and it's been all this time. And then I've had offers of like $200 or $300. Finally, someone came through at $385 and told me that he's gonna have to fix it. It needs parts, all that good stuff, and which is true. It's broken, but I took the offer and I'm happy. And he did give me positive feedback. So $385 is a great deal. Not sure you'll find one of those, but if you do, maybe try to pick it up. WWE Rivalries BluRay. This sold for $10. Paid $1 for this at a garage sale. They had a bunch of WWE DVDs and different Blu-rays and stuff, and I paid $1 each. Most were selling for about 10 to 12, so $10 on that guy. A Fuji Film 3-pack of film. Got this from the discount store for $3.99. I took a best offer of 16 shipped. I had it listed at 18. This guy was very interested, and he asked me 100 questions about what kind of storage has it been in. I couldn't answer it. You know, how long have you owned it? And I'm like, I don't know why there's so many questions. But either way, I answered him, and he said, hey, I really still want it. If you could do 16, I'll do it. I was kind of reluctant at first because sometimes those buyers can be a little picky, but I did take it, and the guy gave me good feedback, and he was happy with it. So it worked out. Happy for him. Obviously, there must have not been an issue. This was cool. A Panasonic Freestyle Cordless Iron. This was $9.99 at a thrift store. It was brand new, open box. Almost missed it. It was with the Christmas decorations. I looked quickly, and then I saw it at the bottom when I was turning away, and I went and grabbed it. Looked it up, and I'm like, oh, these go used for like $40. Cool. I'll grab it because mine looks new. And $10 plus tax, I should say. And then ended up listing it for $110, and it sold the next day. So $110 shipped, paid $10. Great deal. Not something you'd think an iron would be worth a whole lot, but I guess because it's a cordless one or whatever, probably a little more valuable. Deep Purple in rock, a CD from the Rock and Roll By, $20 shipped on that one. Mel Bay's Chosen Music for Classic Guitar. This book was a pain because I couldn't find it. It took me like hours to look for it. I went there, looked one day, couldn't find it. Looked later that night, couldn't find it. Went the next morning and finally found it. It was where it should have been. I just didn't see it. But it ended up selling for 18 shipped. I need to work on my organization, and the storage units get a little crazy, but 18 shipped on that from the Rock and Roll By as well. Microsoft Office Mac 2011. This one sold for 33 shipped. It was the student edition. 33 shipped is a great deal for this. Look out for the Office Mac stuff. I wouldn't say it sells super quick for me, but it always seems to sell, and I usually list mine on the higher end for pricing. You got to make sure anytime you're having software that you have the product keys, because otherwise they won't be able to download it, so keep an eye out for that. Motorstorm for PS3 sold for 10 shipped. Not the greatest game in my opinion, but it always seems to sell for me for $10. So American Girl, like snowflake and stuff, pajamas and booties or whatever they are, I don't know, shoes. I bought a bunch of American Girl stuff, a doll with a bunch of clothes. I sold the doll separately, and then I had all these clothes and outfits, and I kind of lotted them up. And some of them were valuable. This one sold for $14. It went out first class. Acura Legend, 1990 factory sealed. It's a factory. It's a still sealed manual. This is an OEM one. It sold for the best offer of 39 shipped. We had it listed, I believe, 50. Someone sent a message and said they do 39, which I took it. And that's from the big manual buy. We've still been selling those manuals. I still sold a couple the other day from that lot. We have quite a few left still. Only probably 10 or so that are going to be like 50 pluses. The rest are probably going to be more like that 20, 30 and under range. But they'll still sell. This is one of those Greg shorthand dictionaries. This one sold for 13 shipped. It's the little Jubilee series, I guess. Not sure what that even means, but it sold. A Sony Pocket Digital Recorder. This one was $1 from one of my sources at his garage sale. These newer ones aren't super valuable, but I did test it out and it did work, and it sold for $15. So a good deal there. You have to make sure it works. Record it. I hooked it up to my computer so I could download the recording, and everything seemed okay. Some 1989 Wilton Nintendo Mario Brothers. It's got like a Koopaling and stuff like that. Cookie cutters. These ones were in a big lot of cookie cutters for $10 at an estate sale. I ended up parting them out because there was like some ones that were a hot dog and fries and a hamburger, like that kind of food. There were some that were Disney. There were some that were like different holiday ones. And I just made little lots, and we did pretty well. This one sold for $20. It took a while to sell, but I was on the higher end for the price. We ended up selling all the cookie cutters, I think, for $60 or $70 in total. An Andis detachable like little shaver blade thing. This is a 4FC 9.5 millimeter. I got 4 of these blades. 3 of them were brand new, open box. 1 was used. I paid $20 for all. Each of them should sell for about $18 to $22. So it was a good deal. This one sold for $18. It goes out first class. A Medela Swing Single Electric Pump, breast pump. With the breast pump, guys, they do sell. Some people haven't been able to list it. They don't go through. I'm not sure what the issue is. I've never had mine not go through. Aside from when I did not put that it was sanitized, you have to put that you've sanitized it in the description. That's kind of my wife's job. She takes care of that for me. But I buy these pumps. This is a one style I'd never seen before. I paid $10. It came in a bag, but the bag was kind of beat up. This sold for $40 shipped, and the person was happy with it. Usually I get the pump and style ones, advanced, clean them up, and if you have everything, that one can go for about 40 to 55, maybe 60 if you have a bunch of accessories plus the bag. You can also just sell the motors of that one. If you don't want to sell and sanitize everything, the little pump motor itself, you can usually get like $30, $25 for that, and if you lot 3 together, you can get, 70 or 80. So some people do that as well. A Betty Crocker's new Dinner for Two cookbook. This is from the big book buy. This one sold for 20 shipped. I had never seen this book before, just looked it up and had some value. Mr. Ed, this is a DVD series, volume 1, sold for 15 shipped. That was also from the Rock and Roll buy. And then we have a Nintendo 64 console. This is from that lady we bought all the video game stuff from. Her, there was a Nintendo 64 in the box, which we haven't sold yet, but it should sell for around 200. I'm hoping. This one was out of the box, no games, just the cords and everything, and it sold for $80. Uber Volume 1. This is not a book on rideshare. This is some kind of, I don't know, graphic novel or something. This one sold for $12 shipped. This wasn't a big stack of comics that I got. It was just thrown in there. Some Danner Sharptail, like Chukka 9.5 men's boots. These sold once before. I paid $15 for these. They sold once before for 80, 85, something like that. The buyer got them, was not happy, so he returned them. So we're out about $20 on shipping both ways there. They finally resold again for 75 shipped. So we made some money on this one, sure. We made our money back at least, and then what we lost, but they ended up selling for 75 bucks, and again, returns are just part of the business. Here's like a O.J. Simpson, I believe it was, mask. It's a Halloween costume mask from '94. This one sold for $40 shipped. There was no comps on it, but I believe that's who it was, but it sold for 40 bucks on a best offer. A PS4 Pro 1 terabyte console here with a controller. Got this for 80 bucks at a garage sale. It's been sitting in my office here. You actually probably saw it for a while back. Maybe you did back over there. I just hadn't got around to testing it. The guy showed me it worked while he was there, but I wanted to actually play through, look through everything, make sure there were no issues, and I did, and it worked. And it's the 1 terabyte console. Paid 80 bucks, and it sold. And it came with a couple games and a couple extra controllers, which we sold separately. This unit sold for 330 shipped though, so a great deal. I think it cost us like 20 bucks to ship it, somewhere around there, 19 bucks. Happy to get rid of it. A Polaroid one-step flash. This is one of those Polaroid cameras. It sold for 20 shipped. I listed a little bit lower to see if it would sell. It did sell, and I shipped it in the padded flat rate. So I basically bubble wrapped it, put it in the padded flat rate envelope, and the person got it without issue. So $20 shipped on that one. Some more HP ink from that lot. These 4 cartridges sold for $48 shipped. They were expired in 2017. A Yamaha surround sound. That's like one of the speakers for the unit. That's my son back there, so just bear with me. This one sold for $37 shipped. I bought a bucket of speakers. There were a bunch of Bose stuff in there. There were some Yamaha, some Samsung, I forgot what the other one was. Another one that I sold recently, but this one sold for $37 shipped. It sold very quickly too, so that was pretty awesome. And I think, guys, that is everything. So perfect timing. We're at 18 minutes. Again, apologize for any sound like you hear now. Hopefully it's not too much. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support for my daughter coming. I appreciate that as well. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Say bye. Say bye. Bye. Thanks, guys.